We're going to begin the second section of the chapter. It's actually chapter 5, and we're going to look at area and sigma notation. What we are going to be doing is looking at this notation, which stands for summation. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to be summing terms, n number of terms. You have to know the parts of this notation. Okay? The index is the letter I in this notation. The ith term of the sum is a to the I. The upper bound, what number you're going to go up to, is the same position as the n. And the lower bound in this is the number 1. The lower bound does not have to equal 1. Just in this first example it is. So let's review. Of this notation, which one is the index of the summation? Which one is the ith term of the sum? What are we actually summing here? Which is the lower bound? Which is the upper bound? Moving on. Let's find the following sums. What this means is we're going to start with 1 and plug it into the ith term. So plug 1 into I, which is just 1. Then you're going to plug in the next digit, 2. And you're going to add until you get to the upper bound 6. So we're just plugging in numbers. 1, then plug in 2, plug in 3, plug in 4, and stop when you plug in the number 6. And then add the terms together. This total will be 21. Let's try B. Start with 0. Plug 0 in for I. So 0 plus 1. Then we're going to add that to the next term. 1 plus 1. Add it to the next term. 2 plus 1. And continue this until the upper bound, 5 plus 1. Sum those terms, and again, our total is going to be 21. Let's look at C. Start with the lower bound 3. Plug it in for J, so I have 3 squared. Plus, plug in the next digit, 4 squared. Plus, plug in the next digit, 5 squared. Keep plugging in until you get to the upper bound of 7. Sum these terms together. 3 squared is 9, so we have 9 plus 16 plus 25 plus 36 plus 49. Total is 135. This next one, the upper bound is just n. So let's just kind of do what it asks us to do. Start with the number 1 and plug it in for k. So we have 1 over n times 1 squared plus 1. That's the first term. Now let's plug in the next digit. So 1 over n, plug in 2 squared plus 1. Then you can continue, and let's write the last term. The last term we use the upper bound, so it would be 1 over n squared plus 1. So we're not going to actually find the total of this because we don't know what the last upper bound number is. We're just going to show that sequence. Let's try an example. Start with the lower bound 5, plug 5 in, and keep adding the terms until you get to the upper bound 10. Total will be, let's try another. Plug in 0, then plug in 1 and 2. Add those terms together. Moving on to the notes. Do these rules look familiar? We've done it with derivatives and integrals. When we have a number being multiplied, you can pull that number, that coefficient out, find the sum, and then multiply it back in. So you can basically pull that coefficient out and multiply it to this summation, and you'll get that. Same thing with a polynomial. You can basically sum each of its parts. So you can find the sum of A and add it or subtract it to the sum of B. And I should be writing all this out. I equals 1 to n, I equals 1 to n. These formulas you must memorize. In fact, expect a pop quiz on these formulas any day from now. The sum from 1 to n of a number c is just cn. The sum from 1 to n of I will be n times n plus 1 all divided by 2. the sum from 1 to n of I squared, you're going to memorize as n times n plus 1 times 2n plus 1, all divided by 6. And finally, the I cubed formula for summation will be n squared times n plus 1 squared, all divided by 4. So take a moment, look at these formulas. Notice the denominators are 2, 6, 4. Okay, find a way to memorize these. Either keep rewriting them over and over, but I'm basically going to give you exactly what you see here, blank, and you got to fill them in. Let's practice by matching the formula. See if you already can memorize them. The next formula, try and match it. Next one, answer will be. Next one. Great. Now that you've memorized the formulas, let's use them. Before we get to this example, let's at the top of your notes practice an easier example before we get to the one given. So let's find the sum from the lower bound 1 to 20 of the formula 2i. So first of all, 2 is a coefficient that we can pull out and then sum the numbers from 1 to 20 of just I. Now we know the I formula, so we have 2, our coefficient, times the I formula that we have memorized. And the memorized formula is n times n plus 1 all over 2. Now we can simplify 2 times, these 2 can cancel. So we really just have n times n plus 1. N is your upper bound number, which in this example is 20. So I'm going to plug the 20 in. So I have 20 times 20 plus 1 and get a total sum of 420. You can see this is going to save us a lot of time. Instead of plugging 1 into the formula and then adding it to plugging in 2 and so on all the way up to 20, you're going to use these formulas as a shortcut. Now let's look at the example here. First of all, n in a minute will be a number. So n is kind of like a coefficient. So this n squared can be pulled out of the formula. And then we're just left with I plus 1. We kind of have a polynomial. So we can break up this sum into the sum of I plus the sum of 1. Now the formula for the sum of I is n times n plus 1 all over 2. And the formula for 1, or a constant, is just 1n. Okay, we've memorized those formulas. Now let's try and simplify this. One thing you could do is maybe distribute the 1 over n squared in. When I do that, this n will cancel with the distributed one, so I'm left with n plus 1 all over 2n. And then when I distribute to the second term, this n will cancel with 1 on the bottom, so I'm left with plus 1 over n. You can do some more simplifying if you'd like. You can make common denominators so we can add them together. You could distribute here or just leave it, whichever you like. If we distribute it, we get n squared plus n plus 2 all over 2n. We did a lot of simplifying here to get this single formula. You didn't have to do that much simplifying because what we're going to do next is plug in n is 10. So we'll do 10 squared plus 10 plus 2 all over 2 times 10 and get an answer of 13 over 20. You can do the same thing for plugging in 100, and we're going to get an answer of 103 over 200. You can then plug in 1,000, and we'll get 1,003 over 2,000. And then try plugging in 10,000. What do you think you'll get? You can probably even see a pattern at this point. We'll get 10,003 over 20,000. So let's use our formulas. You have the memorized I cubed formula. Write that formula down and then plug in your upper bound 10. Here, we can take the 2 out and then we have the sum of I formula. Write the I formula down, multiply it by 2, and then plug in your upper bound 20. Next, we can sum I plus the sum of 5. Sorry, I messed up there. Write down your I formula plus your constant form, or your coefficient form, is just 5n. So then write down your I formula, and then for all the n's, plug in your upper bound 10. Next, finding limits. When you are finding limits to infinity, that's the same thing as finding your horizontal asymptote. And you can see our horizontal asymptote, since the powers of n are both the same, then HA will be the coefficients 1 over 2. So the limit as n goes to infinity for this problem is 1 over 2. So try to find this limit as n approaches infinity. Look at the powers of n. Tell me your HA. It's the same thing as your limit as n goes to infinity here. Let's try the next one. Answer will be. Lastly, we're going to find summation using calculator. Okay, instead of using the memorized formulas, you can just carefully type this in your calculator depending on which calculator you are using. There are Inspire rules. If you're using an Inspire, hit the menu button, go to Calculus, and choose option 3. If you're using an 84 plus, check out Math 0. See if you can find the summation there. If you're using a regular 83 or 84, you might have to press this buttons: second list Math 5, then second list OPS 5. And you're going to be summing a sequence. And we'll try these in class. If you'd like to try one now in your calculator, try to find the sum from 3 to 5 of 2x plus 1 using your calculator. How about the next one? Next one.